Well, the annual African Fashion Week just wrapped up here in New York City, where the final and best designers from around the world came here to show off their stuff. And of course, they had the hottest African looks. Here to tell us all about this exciting event is the founder of African Fashion Week, Adiat Disu. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you, Shannon.
So we've got to tell me a little bit more about this African Fashion Week. It's in its 5th year this year, but why did you originally decide to start it?
Well, I started it when I was at Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week during their 2010 showcase. Arise had a collective, and they showcased African designers. However, I thought, when I was there, I was so filled with pride, but I thought this is too big, too beautiful for just that short amount of time that New York had with the beauty that is known as Africa. So I said, you know, New York needs more time with us. Let's bring an African Fashion Week to the fashion capital.
And what were some of the challenges, and how did you go about actually launching it? Especially because New York already has its big fashion week that it does every year.
Of course. So I had to definitely ride off the waves. We came out with this, our slogan, which is where fashion began. Because if you think about it, New York is the fashion capital. It's known as the mother of all fashion. But also, I believe that it originally comes from Africa. So the fusion of the two, really leveraging the power of Africa and its name, and New York being the fashion capital, I think drew a lot of attention.
Okay, so what makes it different from all the other fashion weeks that we know of?
It makes it different because we are pretty much scouting and showcasing emerging talent that's coming from Africa.
Okay.
And so you're discovering along with us the emerging talents that are coming from Africa, and you're getting to explore what is African fashion.
Well, we actually are going to see some of that African fashion because you brought two of your favorite designers to the studio today, and one of them, Sydney Davis, is over there hanging with Christina. Sydney and Christina, over to you.
All right. Hi there, Adiat and Shannon. With me here today is Euphemia Sydney Davies. Thank you so much for joining us here on Arise Entertainment 360. She actually had her first showing at Africa Fashion Week last weekend. First time.
First time.
First time in the U.S. as well?
Yes.
You're originally from Sierra Leone?
Sierra Leone, yes.
So what was it like to be a part of this this event?
Well, it was mind-blowing. It was amazing. I mean, obviously when I arrived and I saw the venue and I saw all the organization behind it, it was pretty amazing. Really.
I was lucky enough to attend the show, and I saw some of your fashions, and you brought some of your models and some of your designs today.
Yes,
Why don't we bring them out? First of all, they're stunning.
Thank you.
They're gorgeous.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit about where your inspiration comes from, and tell us a little bit about this lovely piece.
Well, my inspiration, it's African, very heavily African inspired, but from a different angle, an unexpected angle. You know, I haven't used the typical African fabrics, but you know, when you look at it, it does have an African feel. But for example, this print right here, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a butterfly. And what we've done, actually worked with a graphic designer who's joining me as my design partner, hopefully, Gabor Zoliami from Hungary, and he's hand-drawn all these. This butterfly example is a species unique to Africa, and we've hand-drawn it and worked on it with a computer. So it's all African-inspired. It's, you know, African animals, landscape. So I mean, the inspiration behind this collection, I wanted to go very colorful, very happy, very bubbly, because that tends to be the kind of person I am, and especially after a very heavy graduate collection, which was heavily based around my experiences and survival of the civil war in Sierra Leone. So my collection was very intense emotionally. I wanted to move on from there and kind of rise up from the ashes, really. And yeah, so that's why it's very playful and very flirty.
And you have a few other models. Let's look at some of the other pieces that you brought. That is absolutely gorgeous. What's so fascinating that I found about Africa Fashion Week and attending the shows is one, designers such as yourself having an exposure, getting access to a platform that for the most part you just simply weren't having access to. So as you see all of these various models and you see your designs on the runway, what is that feeling like?
I cannot really describe it, really. It's you feel a sense of pride, and obviously to be associated with a show as you know, of its highest professional level as Africa Fashion Week, and been given the opportunity to showcase my designs. I mean, it's so vital there's so much talent out there, you know, so many people in their living rooms sewing, they've got so much to give, and it's amazing to have platforms like this to showcase your work.
So talk to us a little bit about this piece.
This is one of my favorite pieces. Obviously, I do menswear as well, and a unique trend that I wanted to set myself is the idea of removable items. So for example, this shirt is completely removable, so I've matched it.
Take it off, take it off.
Take it off, let's see.
Don't be shy. Go ahead, take it off.
So right there, we've got other
that's
shirts.
Cool. I see.
We've got other shirts and other prints in the whole collection, and they're all interchangeable. So for example, you can have a shirt that's half see-through and half fabric, or half red and half black. So that's my, that's kind of like my niche. And obviously I used quite a lot of plastic as well, because the collection is called Light is Color, Light is Life, Let's Live. So the idea of see-through, being able to see through light reflecting through the plastic. And
let's bring out your next model as well.
Yeah.
Another beautiful piece, exquisite. Do the legs come with the outfit?
Maybe. So this piece here, for example, this is actually, we researched aerial views of certain areas of Africa, and I was watching a quite interesting show. It was a nature program, and they showed us some aerial views, and the way the land and the water merged, it was so interesting. So I thought to approach it from an interesting angle. So this is kind of like aerial views of formed patterns, organic shapes that we've hand drawn. My design partner's hand drawn, and it's very tailored, very chic, you know, very, very elegant, and yeah.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful pieces. Euphemia, all the best of luck
Thank you so
to
much.
you with this line. I certainly hope to see you again next year at the next Africa Fashion Week. I want to send it back to Adiat and Shannon now.
Thank you.
Now I see why Sydney is one of your favorite designers.
We
Amazing
adore
pieces.
Sydney. We adore her.
Now, what are some of the trends that we're going to be seeing this year?
One of my favorite trends is the love child of Africa and vintage, which I think one of the designers that really captures that trend is Ruben Royale.
Oh, well, mentioning Ruben Royale, he's up next with Christina, so let's check out his designs.
Yes, now I have designer Ruben Rule. Ruben, please tell me about your designs and your sense of style.
My design aesthetic is basically, I think about women, all shapes, sizes, and all different backgrounds.
And I believe we have a few of your models. Why
Yes,
don't
we
have them
do.
Come out? You were saying you think about women?
Yes, I think about the silhouette. I think about things that are very chic and wearable. So in my collection, I took New York City, the energy of New York City, and the energy from my my home, which is like the church, and I designed things that women can wear everywhere, anywhere.
Yeah.
Basically, you can take this from the office to church and pair it with things that are more.
And let's bring out your
unique
other
and
models as
different.
well.
Yes.
Really beautiful pieces.
Thank
now,
you.
You are from Virginia Beach. What
Yes.
was the experience like for you? Let's bring out your other model as well. I want to make sure we get all the models in. Tell us a little bit about your experience participating in Africa Fashion Week.
African Fashion Week, it was a really great platform for me. I really appreciated the response that I received as well. It was crazy backstage, but at the same time, it was amazing to see the clothing come to life on the runway for the first time. This is the first time I've seen it come to life. It was an amazing experience.
And as we see these two looks, they're beautiful, but they're also intricate designs here. Tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind them and how you came to have this be your final look. Gorgeous.
Thank you. I wanted to make something or design clothing that took the inspiration from the African fashion, African fabric, and then turn it into something more modern. I wanted to make it very, very wearable. So these last two looks, I was inspired by the church. I was inspired by women who like to be covered, but at the same time have a sexiness to them.
Beautiful. Ladies, can you turn around just so we can see the back of it as well? As a designer, I can only imagine how kind of cutthroat and competitive the industry is. What is it like then to be participating in an event when you see so many designers and designs that kind of reflect what your vision is?
It really wasn't intimidating. It was really inspiring. For me to see that there were other designers like me who use the same fabrics, the same prints, it was pretty amazing.
And I can only imagine that it also kind of inspires you as well. You're among like minds,
Yes,
if you will.
yes.
Yeah. And so, any plans to return to Africa Fashion Week, ladies? We can have you turn around again.
Definitely, definitely. Next year, I would like to showcase some menswear. A lot of men have been asking me, do you make menswear? And I tell them, no, not yet, but soon. So hopefully that will be my next step.
When it comes to the exposure that you're able to get because of your participation in this particular forum, how does that then translate to the business?
It translates really, really well. I feel like my platform, I've been doing this for almost a year now, and my platform I've been selling online. So that already broadened my scope. But to have this show in New York City where people in New York don't really know me, it was a really good way of exposing myself to the audience of Africa and also the audience of New York City.
All right, Ruben Rule, participating in Africa Fashion Week, which actually just wrapped up last week. Thank you, ladies. You brought some gorgeous designs.
Thank
In
you.
fact, you can actually leave the dresses in the bag after the show. And you are watching Arise Entertainment 360. We'll be right back.